Okay, here I have the Mazda 3 TCM. Here is the number for this one. So now that it's out, I'm going to try to get into the board and see if we can find anything going on here. But before I can get in there, let's see if I can get this camera placed better here. I need to get in here, but I need to remove all this silicone. But as you can see, it is so old that I can literally just kind of peel at it with my fingers. So I'm going to try to do that. And this is going to take a while. So let me see if I can just get through it. You want to get through this without actually breaking any components underneath it. So I'm just going to go through the edge here, just kind of break the seal. So basically I want to treat it like a phone. Just kind of see if we can break the seal and maybe just pull on it with my fingers. If not, I can heat it up with the phone heater that I have. Obviously, once the module is heated up, doesn't matter if the car has been running or not, it automatically goes into that AT error. So it's already bad, which is the reason I decided to look into this and see if we can do anything in here. And I'm going to take you along with me here on this. It's pretty deep. I thought it wasn't going to be that deep, but it seems to be pretty deep. So right now I'm just trying to get this stuff off. I'm not sure how deep I need to go. And then eventually I'll put another piece of silicone, but I'm not gonna stick it on there. I'm just gonna get like a square, put it on there, put some silicone around this, and maybe I could put some of that reflective tape for the heat, the silver tape. At least that's the idea, if we can get it fixed, because without this stupid thing, the car will not drive. Not only that, it's dangerous because, well, not just dangerous, but it'll ruin your transmission because of the stupid module that Mazda should have in stock, and should be a lot less since it's a very common problem that they know about. And the worst part is that they keep putting them in the same spot where you do not want it, where the heat is. It's just crazy, but that's what they do. And I read online that it's not just with this model. I mean, they have it for different years and different models too, which is makes you wonder, but you know, what can you do? So we're gonna try to get in there because I think this is what's gonna take me longer than actually looking at the board, but it's gotta be done. So we're just one of those things where you gotta do it very patiently. Just kind of go through the motions here. And obviously this is probably not something anybody wants to watch, but because there aren't too many videos, I'm gonna record it. And there's all kinds of stuff you can do. You can use thinner to melt this out, but it's so old that I might be able to get away with just slowly poking at it here. That might take longer than I thought though. Because my hand's already tired. So the reason I'm going around is because I want to see if I can do sort of one piece off here. See if I can maybe grab it and just take the whole thing at once, or as much as possible. But right now I just gotta keep digging because I'm not even on the board yet. Okay, can we lift a little bit? Alright, this is gonna take a lot longer than this, so I'm gonna stop the video. I'm gonna do this offline just because I got the camera in front of me and it's harder for me to do this. So let's stop there. Okay, so I can almost see the board, and all I did was I just did it like this with my thumbs, and I'm able to get the top layer off, just kind of doing it from a corner there. It is so old, it's pretty easy to take off. I don't have to heat it up or anything, as you can see. We'll probably have to put something on there to get the rest of it, but maybe with a toothbrush, an old toothbrush, and kind of go from there. The whole point is to get this all off and get it cleaned out so that we can check the bore carefully and go from there. But I want to make sure I recorded this so that you can see that I'm not doing anything special. I'm just sliding my thumbs through here just to kind of get most of it out without breaking anything. I mean, just doing it like that was taking forever, so I just started doing this. It is really old, as you can see. Well, it's not old, it's just that the heat has definitely softened it so much that it is easier to take off. Well, somewhat easier. But if you don't take that off, you can't see the bottom and you can't see what you need to clean up here. So it is what it is, but we're gonna clean these up. Again, it's not working, so I'm not trying to break it, I'm just trying to see if we can repair it until Mazda gets their stuff together. So maybe, hopefully, sell these at a reasonable price. But who knows? So as you can see, I'm just taking less time doing it this way. I thought I was going to need to heat it up, but no, I could, but no need. It's coming off fine. And even if I were to send it somewhere, they still have to do this anyway, so yes, I know there are others that have been fixed or whatever, but I wanted to do this because, well, I've never done it, and I want to see if these things are fixable or not, and hopefully show you if it is fixable or not. And this is the reason I bought that other digital microscope, so that maybe I can look at this board a lot closer than the regular lamp because you do need to get in closer to check everything here. Okay, so far so good. So get about maybe 3 millimeters of coating to take off before you get to the board. There's somewhere on there. Good thing is that we're pretty much there, almost. Now for the rest, I may have to use some thinner to get the rest out. I'm not sure because it's still covering everything. But I may be able to just keep rubbing it and go from there. Nice and easy. Even though my thumb's starting to hurt too. Here we go. But the good thing is we can see more stuff now. And this might be able to come off just like that. Without any other tools, because we definitely don't want to break anything. But yeah, it looks like it's coming off. And I do want to clear the whole board because I want to see everything on here. It's out, you might as well check everything. So that looks good, pretty good. Looking good to me. I know there are some chemicals you can use and all this stuff, but I'm inside in the room where I don't want to use any of that. And as you saw, it does come off, just need some patience to keep going and getting everything out. So it's starting to look like a board now. I may not even need anything after this, because if I just keep going this, it keeps coming off, which is nice. And that's why you don't want to put, I know you want to keep it sealed, but you definitely don't want to do that again, because if you ever have to come back again, then it's going to be even harder. And like I said, you can seal it in other ways. Very cool. Okay, be careful, those are components right there. Don't want to press too much. So I'm just gently moving whatever I can here. Just trying to move the rubber, not the components. Or the epoxy, whatever they call it. And if you do want to use thinner on this one, you can do it after you get most of it, and I think it might be even easier to get the rest of it off, because now you can see where things are getting cleaned up, and yeah, it should be a lot easier with all of this extra off. Get this part here. Remember, I want to clear the whole board because I want to check everything on it. Just kind of do a nice visual check on the whole board. And some of the connectors you can resolder after, I don't know, 10 years, 20 years, or whatever they do. They could become cold solder, if you will. I noticed that on my 20-year-old MR2. That's what happens, and once I reflow the connectors, everything was working again. So just a tip for you there. This may be similar, or maybe a burnt component or something, who knows. Because it stops. Once the car gets hot, it just, or warms up, it just doesn't do anything. Or it does, but it's not what it's supposed to be. It's such a shame that, one, they don't have the part available, and two, they want so much for something that they know it's a problem. It's just sad. The way things have gone. Before, you could just go in there and get the part and replace it. But I guess now they don't want their own cars on the road, so go figure. Okay, I think this is enough for my fingers. I'm going to see if I have some thinner over here so I can put a little bit at a time just to kind of see how that goes. And get the board clean, because we definitely don't want any, well, I definitely don't want any of this stuff on here, because then you can't really see anything there. I wonder if I can just unscrew this and take it out. See what's on the other side, or is it maybe more of this stuff? I don't know. But definitely want to take as much as I can before I do that, so I'm not going to wait too long on this. So you do need some patience, so you can see. Don't want to rush any of this stuff basically, because then you can just make things even worse. Because at least now with this one I can still sort of move the car back and forth, and we want to keep it that way so that you can still move the car. I mean, it's in a parking space now, but you want to be able to move it if you need to. Now, is this the right way to do it? No, I don't know what the right way to do it is, but this is what I have, and that's what I'm doing. Sometimes you just gotta work with what you have. And for this module, that's all I got. So I'm gonna stop this here. As you can see, I hope the camera at least can show you that most of that is gone. So I'm gonna clean this mess up, try to get this cleaned out with thinner. I think I have some, and so we can have a good look at the board, the whole board, not just certain parts. Alright, so I got some mineral spirits on there. I got some Q-tips, but as you can see, that's still not enough to get everything off. Maybe if you leave it under that for a long time, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep going here. Seems like maybe it did soften it a little bit. I'm not sure, but I'm going to keep trying. I want to be able to see everything on this board as best as we can. So for now, instead of using my fingers, I'm just using the Q-tip to get some more of this off. It does take a while, but maybe I will look into those conformal coating removals. I don't know how good or how well they are, but it wouldn't hurt if it does help. Because you don't want to be doing this for too long. It's just no fun. But it's got to be done this way because we don't want to make it worse than it is. So right now there's no other option. What is that? Conformal removal works, which I don't have any of, so that's okay. You can see there's still a lot of this silicone on here. These are the connectors for that side, so I can go a little deeper on that. Just to try to get as much of this stuff out, because we do want to see that too. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. And on this corner here, you can see it kind of came off even more, and that's kind of what we're aiming for, that nice green part. But yeah, there's still quite a thick layer of it. So I think the finger works much better than anything else, since it's pretty old. Not fun, but this is what works. So for now, I'm just gonna keep doing that. I was doing that with the Q-tip just to try to remove as much of that mineral spirit that was on there, because I definitely don't want that on me either. But I'm going to keep going. Just want to show that a little bit more. Alright, so still going at this, as you can see. Just takes a lot of patience. So let me take these screws out and see if we can get this out, and maybe it'll be easier to get the stuff out. I'm not sure, but let's see what we got here. Okay, tiny screw there. So it looks like these two are holding the board. From what I can tell. So can we pop it out like that? I don't know. So this is the other side. Does it move? It does not move. These are the same size, so I'll just put them here. Let's see what we got in here. Okay, I can't get this. Can't even get a screwdriver on there. What's going on here? Okay, let me try a different screwdriver. So let's try this one. See if it's better. Not really. It's like I can barely put a screwdriver on there. All right. See if this is even gonna move a little bit. Doesn't look like it. Okay, it's not coming out like that. There are no other screws. There's some silicone here and here. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I don't need to get that out. I was hoping I could so I could see the other side and check that too. But I'm just going to keep going here. So much for that. So I've been going at this with the metal tiny screwdriver, flat screwdriver, and basically I've been under the magnifying lamp going slowly, getting all that crud out. There's a lot on there, so this is what I have so far. So hopefully I have enough of that I can check the components and under the microscope, hopefully, and get a little better view of something here. But yeah, that's pretty tedious. And on the bottom I even went ahead and took some of this stuff underneath. It looks like there's more of this stuff on there. I wanted to see if I could open it up, but there's not gonna be anything other than maybe in here or just a little bit on the other side, but it doesn't look like that. Just heatsink. So I'm gonna leave it at that and see if I can check the components now. But this has been very tedious, but it doesn't matter who checks it, it still needs to get it done, and I'd rather do it myself, because then I know I've been very careful taking everything out without breaking any other components, or at least physically breaking them. But we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna take another break, and I'll come back later. So finally here, this is how much I've been able to get off of that back of the module. I'm on the microscope, at least just kind of trying to see if I can see anything. So I'm going to be going through this and see if I can get a little close up on this. Right now it's completely at the top. I was able to put it here, but I'm not sure if that's gonna be a good way to do it, but it gives me a little more to look at. If I bring it down, it narrows it down a little bit. So I don't like that, but I guess maybe that's a good thing, because you do want to look at independent components a little closer. So that's where I'm at right now, and we'll be back. So I'm still cleaning this because I still got a lot of gooey silicone here. So right now I'm just using a little bit of alcohol just to try to help clean this up a little more. That's all we have right now, so that's what I'm doing, because so you can see, having all that rubbery silicone there kind of gets in the way, and I want to make sure everything is clean to test whatever component needs to be tested on here. I don't see anything obvious like a burnt component, so that's a good sign. I just did a video on the under the microscope for the whole board. I just did a video looking through everything on there just to kind of show all the components. I haven't done anything else because I want to make sure this is really clean, so that it makes it easier to check it. Because if I can't fix it, I need to send it somewhere, maybe. By the way, I'm not an expert on electronics. Just know the basics. Electronics, so that's what I'm doing. Anything basic that I can see or maybe test. Maybe find out if there's a problem. I don't even have parts, so right now that's all I'll be doing, just pretty much looking at it and maybe testing some things a little bit at a time. There's no obvious problem, but I know when the car warms up, something is causing a problem, so that's what needs to be checked. And underneath there's all more silicone, so there's no point in taking this out. I really want to, just to check what's under there though, but I don't want to break the board, so I may not do that. But right now, that's all I can do to try to clean it as best as I can, but I think I've done pretty good so far. I can see